my channel. It's Nikki of Nikki's Homemade Crafts, and today we're going to work on part 3 of the Ornament Mystery Crochet Along. In parts 1 and 2, you made these cute little ornaments, a classic one and an elegant one, and now we're going to do part 3. What is this one going to be like? Remember, you have the written instructions as a link down below. So you're going to click that link and it's going to take you over to our website for a free to view version of this pattern with ads. There's going to be a table of content. You should be able to click on it to expand it and then click on the written instructions to jump right to it. That way you don't have to keep scrolling, right? But it does have ads. If you prefer an ad-free version of this pattern, come join the Crochet Club. We have this pattern, all the other patterns, and more than 400 additional patterns, all ad-free and printer-friendly. And of course, I'll teach you weekly through live video tutorials exactly what you want to be taught. We also meet on Zoom twice a month to have a lot of fun and talk about future patterns and just crochet and yarn. And then of course, we also have exclusive patterns and additional resources, all ad-free and printer-friendly with an amazing community. You can join as a trial, monthly, quarterly, and annual member. I hope to see you in the Crochet Club if you like ad-free and printer-friendly content, and of course, exclusive and a lot of fun. So now let's talk about part 3 and what you're going to need to finish this pattern. You're going to need just white cotton yarn. This time, cotton yarn is very important for this pattern if you're going to finish it exactly the way I did. You're also going to need a balloon and some glue. So we want like some Elmer's glue, like liquid school glue. Something you should be able to get at your local store. I mean, we always have some kind of balloon at home. I hope you have a balloon at home that doesn't have a hole in it, okay, and not used yet. So these two you're going to need, and a little bit of water at the end. So the idea is that we're going to harden it, and that is only possible with cotton yarn. So now you know why we use cotton yarn. I didn't want to have to get you to use other yarns for the first 2 ornaments. That would have required too much additional yarn, and those are fine using cotton yarn. Anyways, let's focus on part 3. I'm using just white yarn for this, and as I said, these 2 of course, and a 3.5mm hook. So let's actually get started on this pattern. You're going to start with a chain of 20 to 30 depending on your tension. So I'm going to tell you already what we're going to do in the next round. We're going to connect the very first and last loop together, and then we're going to crochet around that loop, and we're going to add 30 single crochet stitches all around the loop. So if you find that your tension is a little bit tight on your chain, you might want to add a little extra chains. The amount of chains is not really that important. You just want to make sure that you can fit 30 single crochet stitches all the way around so it looks nice and even and neat. So I did here 25, so you could do 20 if you feel like you have really loose tension. If you have tight tension, you might want to go up to 30, but 20 to 30 is an estimate, okay? You're going to add your hook to the first loop here, or stitch that you made, or chain, and then you're going to pull this through. It's not super important to do it this way, but I like to do it this way. You can weave in your end here at the same time, okay? So we're not per se going into the stitches right here or the chains that you made. You're simply going to crochet around it, okay? You're going to make 30 single crochet stitches all around this loop, and then you're going to finish it up with a slip stitch. So you can spread this out a little bit here to make sure that you have 30. You can rip it back out if you find like you have too much chain left over at the end. But yeah, make 30 single crochet stitches all around this loop. All right, once it's done, it's going to look like this. Make sure nothing gets twisted when you are finishing up your round and you're doing a slip stitch, okay? So no twist here. It needs to be nice, clean, and even, okay? The diameter of this is approximately, let's see, the inside from the inside area here is a little less than, it's almost like 1.75 inches maybe. Again, that's an approximation, so it can be a little bit bigger, a little smaller, just not too much, please. In the next round, we're now going to crochet 3 double crochet stitches in the first stitch. Well, we have to get up first, so we're not going to start immediately with a double crochet stitch. Okay, so we're going to start with an alternative turning chain or stacked single crochet stitch or some kind of equivalent of a double crochet. Okay, so it could be also a chain of 3 if you prefer. I'm doing the alternative turning chain, so I'm making a single crochet stitch. I'm inserting my hook into the loop that's closest to my yarn finger, yarn over and pull through, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through. Now you're going to insert your hook again into the same stitch and you add 2 more double crochet stitches to the same stitch. So you're making granny stitches. Okay, so here's 1 granny stitch. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and you're going to make a chain of 1, and you're going to go into 2 stitches from here, and you're going to crochet 3 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, and now you're going to repeat. So skip 2 stitches, chain of 1, and repeat, making a granny stitch. So 3 double crochet stitches all in the same stitch. Do this all the way until the end and then slip stitch. Okay, once you're done, it's going to look like this. You're now going to go into the chain spaces only. So I like to go back here because it's already there. So I'm just making my loop a little bit bigger so it's easier to get there. So I'm going to make my alternative turning chain just like I've done before. So single crochet, insert into a loop that's close to your yarn finger, yarn over, pull through, and finish it up like another single crochet. So that's the height of a double crochet stitch. You're now going to make 2 more double crochet stitches in the same space, and we're going to chain 2 this time, and you're going to repeat this. So in every chain space you're going to crochet 3 double crochets into it, and then you're going to make a chain of 2 and repeat. Do this until the end and slip stitch. Once you finish this round, you're going to do this round 2 more times the exact same way. So every time go into the chain space and you're going to crochet your alternative turning chain like you've done before, or some kind of equivalent of a double crochet stitch. And then you're going to make 2 more double crochet stitches in the same space like you've done before, chain 2, and again go into the chain spaces right there and crochet your granny stitches. Make a chain of 2 and keep going. Now, as I said, you're going to do this for 2 additional rounds, so this will be one of them and then 1 more after. Okay, once you're done with that, you're going into the next round, and we're going to repeat the round that we did down here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go again into the chain spaces as you've done before. You're going to make your alternative turning chain for the first one, and then you're going to do 2 more double crochet stitches. But this time you're going to crochet chain of 1 and not 2. And you're going to go again into the chain spaces only, and you're going to crochet 3 double crochet stitches, but separated with a chain of 1, not 2. So do this all the way around and finish with a slip stitch. All right, once you're done, it's going to look like this. You're now going to repeat what you've done before, but with 1 less double crochet stitch. So we're going to again go into the chain space, make an alternative turning chain, and we're going to add 1 more double crochet into the same chain space, chain of 1, and go into the next chain space and crochet 2 double crochet stitches. So not 3, but 2, chain of 1, and keep going. So we're pretty much starting to do a little decrease all the way around. So once you're at the end, make sure you do your slip stitch. Once you're done with this round, we're going into the next round, and this time we're going to do just 1 double crochet stitch. So the very first one, again into the chain space, is just an alternative turning chain, and we're going to do a chain of 1, and we're going into the next chain space, 1 double crochet stitch, chain of 1, next one, 1 double crochet stitch, chain of 1, and do this all the way around. Once you made your slip stitch, you're going to go into the very last round, and the last round is just going to be decreases. Okay, so you're going to combine the double crochet stitch with a chain of 1. Now, if you feel like that's hard to do, you can simply skip the chain of 1s and just make single crochet stitches all the way around. So I like to just go into each front loop if it's the chain of 1 or if it's the double crochet stitch and make a single crochet stitch. So it's an invisible single crochet decrease. So go through the front loops of the chain and a double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And you do this all the way around. So again, if you find it too hard, you can just simply skip the chains of 1 and just make a single crochet stitch in each of the double crochet stitches. All right, we have a small tiny hole left, so we're going to do one more round of just decreases. You're now going to go through the front loops of 2 stitches and decrease. So you should end up with 5 stitches at the very end, and then we're just going to close up the hole. So to close up the hole, just take your needle after you snip your yarn and go around all the front loops of the last 5 stitches. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to close it. I like to put my finger on it and then pull. That closes up the hole nicely without going upwards, but kind of going down. And then you're just going to make a knot somewhere and weave in your ends. It's going to look like this at this stage. So it's very loose, okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your balloon, okay? You're going to put it on the inside like so, and you're going to blow it until it is nice and round. So let me do that. So about like this, you're going to make a knot. There we go. Now you're going to take some of your glue. So ideally you want to open it up like this way and pour it into a little bowl. Okay, how much you're going to need depends. You probably won't need that much. It's probably going to be like about this much, right? Like I didn't use that much, so maybe this. And add a little bit of water, just not too much. Don't do a 50-50. It's more kind of 80 to 90% glue, and then the last percentages is water. You're going to mix that nice together, and then you take either a paintbrush or whatever you like, and you're going to, I used my hands, I'm going to be honest with you. I use my hands and kind of put it all the way around it, okay? And once it's done, you're going to let it sit somewhere. I put some clear foil underneath. Don't put aluminum foil, something like that. You could put parchment paper underneath, but that can be sticky sometimes because the parchment paper absorbs the water. Wax paper is great, or clear plastic. Okay, so the plastic wrap. Just put it there and let it sit and let it dry. You may have to like turn it a few times so that the air gets everywhere. And here is my version once it's done. So it's hardened. Okay, that's what the glue does. It hardens it. And now you have the balloon in there. Okay, so obviously we need to now pop the balloon. So I'm not going to pop it on camera. That's going to make it too loud. So I'm just going to pop it now. Oh, it actually wasn't loud. And then it kind of shrivels up. So I just used my needle here. And you can see how it shrivels up. Then you have to kind of wiggle around so that it comes out. It might be a little stuck. And then once it's out, it's going to look like this. Really, really pretty, right? And what you can do now is you can add anything you want here on the inside. So I like to add like a little tea light. There are a bunch of different sizes and lights, like the actual color of the light. For example, this one is more like a white orange one. With all the light can be hard to see right here, right? And then this one is like a red one. So I'm just going to use the red one right now because it's a little bit brighter to see here on camera. And all you have to do is kind of lay it there on the inside. Okay, and I'm going to hold it right now so you can see how it looks like from the front, and it's going to look like this, right? You can totally add other things in it. If you have like little tiny crochet pieces or something you want to display on the inside, you can totally do that. I'm going to add my little tea light inside, and then I'm just going to have like a little loop here, like yarn or something, or one of the hangers or something, and add it in here. I'm probably going to take yarn So I have to add mine over here. So about here. So you can see this is 1, 2, 3, we're around the 4th one. And I'm just going to make here a little knot. And now I have something to hang up like this. And I have my little tea light there on the inside, or whatever else you want to place on the inside, right? But the funny thing is you have to use cotton yarn in order to harden it up. It will not work for acrylic yarn or something like that. This is the reason that I asked you guys to use cotton yarn. So now you have this beautiful ornament like this, and you can hang it up on your tree. And of course you have these 2 ornaments as well. Now it's time for you to take a picture of this and post it into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki with the hashtag, so that way we can find and celebrate you. And of course, that also means you can qualify for the giveaway. Let me explain this part for just a second, so stay here. So in order to qualify for the giveaway, you have to finish your ornaments. It needs to be 3 ornaments. So even if you don't add the accent color here or something, you just wanted a plain, that's fine. You need to finish your 3 ornaments of this mystery crochet along. Post a picture by 10 a.m. Pacific time, October 19th of 2024. So that way you can qualify for the giveaway, and the winners will be announced October 19th at 12 o'clock Pacific time for the big ornament party. Okay, so that is how you qualify. So make sure you take your picture once you are done. Okay, by the way, the drying time of this does not take long. It is less than 24 hours if you don't add a lot of water. So just a teeny tiny bit of water. If you add too much, if you make it like 50-50, it'll take like 2 days to dry. Okay, so make it less water, still a little bit. It makes it easier to, you know, spread around. A little bit of water, but not too much, and it'll dry really, really quickly. Okay, and that way you can finish your ornaments with the pictures, maybe even hanging up on a tree already if you have your tree set, and that way we can see your ornaments. I am so excited to see them all. Anyways, will you be at the party? We're going to talk all about other ornaments, these ornaments. I'm going to show everyone off. We're going to have a party with lots of prizes. So I hope you're going to be there because it's going to be so much fun. I have another big surprise for you. So if you show up for the party, you will know what the big surprise is going to be. So will you be there? I hope you are. Anyways, I'm going to see you there. In the meantime, go ahead and like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a video or go live. I'll see you then. Now go ahead and finish your ornaments. I'll see you at the party. Bye!